is full of evil, but we are not afraid. We are not moved because we are totally and perfectly protected. He that is in us is greater than he that is in the world. 1 John chapter 4 verse 4 says, ye are of God little children and have overcome them. Ye are of God little children and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The battle is the Lord's and not yours. It is about your God, not you. Your God, your glory. Your God is your glory. Isaiah 60, verse 19. Your God, your glory. Isaiah 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Bible says, when, not if. When the enemy shall come in, not if the enemy shall come in. When, meaning it is certain and established that the enemy will come. And the enemy does not come to bless you. He comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. John 10 verse 10 says, the thief, the enemy, the devil, cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. He comes seeking to steal, to kill, and to destroy your life, your joy, your peace, your health, your destiny. But when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against them, and so shall they fear the name of the Lord from wherever they are. There is a standard, a wall, a hedge of protection built around you, which the enemy cannot penetrate. When the enemy shall come with sickness, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with accident, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with poison, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with ammunitions, weapons, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with lots of properties, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with hunger, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with loss of job, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with confusion, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with fear, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with war, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with coronavirus, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with a disease, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. When the enemy shall come with death, the Spirit of the Lord will raise a standard against him. You are a defense city in Christ. Rejoice therefore, and I say again, rejoice. You are a defense city. It does not matter what the enemy seeks to do. The presence of the enemy does not matter. He can come 100 times a day in a day if he likes. Jesus said in John 10 verse 10, I have come that you might have and enjoy life, and that you might have it more abundantly, to the fullness, till it overflows. An enjoyable, peaceful, abundant, and overflowing life is guaranteed in Christ. Psalm 16 verse 11. Psalm 16 verse 11 says, thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. So long I am seated at his right hand, I am not worried about anything. There are pleasures forevermore. And that's where every believer in Christ is seated. Ephesians chapter